Hey everyone, it's Mindy from the OG Sports Network coming to you with another hot handicapper update. Today we have Dave again. He's going to be going over all of the college basketball. Okay, not quite all, but some of the college basketball, a little bit of the NBA here today. So glad you are joining us. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Click on the bell to get the latest notifications because you never want to miss out when we go live with any of our expert handicappers. But before we go to Dave, hey, let's go ahead and check out the website. Here we are. You can find us at ogcappers.com, where you can get the best of the best sports picks from the best handicappers you can find out there on the interwebs. Hey, look at my sister yesterday. Totally blowing it up. 600, 6-0. She had a great day. And of course, we were really rooting on those Chiefs. Hey, they did it back to back. Let's go for a three-peat. So now I guess our only thing we have to decide is if we are going to make it to the parade on Wednesday, right? But look at Dave. He's still been killing it out there. Just totally making the plays. The highest volume guy you can find out there on the site. So if you like volume, he is your guy hitting at that high percentage. And you can go ahead and pick up any of his pick packages there as well. And never forget the promo code OG20 to get 20% off any of those daily pick packages. Well, let's bring in Dave. Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good. I take 5 days off for vacation and don't post anything for y'all. And I slide all the way down to third.
That's what happens. I mean, you got to stay
Right?
in the game, Dave. You got to say it. Sports don't stop. Sports don't stop. That's what that's what happens.
No, it doesn't. But I'm glad to be on, and I'm glad to be providing listeners, watchers, some due diligence in basketball today. So
Right.
not a lot going on in college basketball. I looked at the slate and I was like, woo, that is a pretty
Yikes.
boring Monday. But Ken Palm still puts up his top 5 thrill
That's right.
factor games of the week, and I got them pulled up here. So let's do some betting due diligence for everybody and see if we can find some winners for your watchers.
All right, let's do it. The Kenneth Pomeroy fan match for February 12th, coming in at 27.6%, would be West Virginia and TCU. Hey, we're ready to go, Dave. What do you got on this one?
27.6%. That is just a shitty sounding profile, doesn't it?
Well, I'm just saying, like, the lowest one on the grid here today is 11.5%. So you have to think this is doubly better than the McNeese-Houston Christian game.
Nasty. That is nasty. Well, I think the McNeese-Houston Christian game is like, what is the spread on that? Like 57.5? It is gone.
Like 18.5. It looks like they predict a McNeese 83-65% victory.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it is god awful. Real quick though, circle back for everybody that if it's the first time you're watching our show with me and Mindy. My modeling, it is just that. It is EPA sports. It's expected point averaging. So I am looking at offense and defensive scoring efficiency from 3, from 2, from the free throw line, turnovers, and pace of play. So when I'm talking about numbers, I'm not sitting here going through all these stats and looking at these games. I am punching them into my hot sheet spreadsheet, which Mindy gets every day.
That's right.
When I'm not on vacation. And so that is where this is coming from. And my favorite stuff has always been totals. I'm a totals person when it comes down to the EPA. But for enjoyment and due diligence, we'll break down the game. Now, West Virginia, TCU, I think TCU is, when I'm looking at the defensive scoring efficiency, listen to these numbers, Mindy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
This is why this is a 27% thrill factor right here. Because TCU at home, defensive scoring efficiency is 43rd in the country out of 351 teams, folks. So they are basically top 12% in defensive home scoring efficiency. West Virginia on the road. You may want to pause this because this is not safe for work, folks. 335th offensive scoring efficiency on the road. The West Virginia offense on the road this year sucks. So that is why TCU is a 12.5 point favorite. And in an EPA model, folks, when I get more than double-digit spreads, there is something stinky going on. The model right now is 80.4 to 64.1 TCU. That's right. It's got TCU by 16.3. That
Yeah.
is huge, really huge. So I got a strong lean. TCU winning and covering the 12.5 at home. Now, if you add those numbers up, you get to 144.4. The line is 149.5. So that's under. Why do I like the under? Go back 30 seconds ago when I said we got the 43rd defense and we got the 335th offense. I think West Virginia is going to super struggle to score in this ball game. You know, the offense versus defensive matchup, when you flip them, TCU 119th at home, West Virginia 209th on the road. So, yes, TCU's offense is still much better, but there's a little bit more balance there. So, my favorite bet in this game is under the 149.5, followed by TCU minus 12.5 at home to beat the crap out of West Virginia.
So we may be looking at single-digit scoring, perhaps, in the first half.
I don't.
I'm going to get a text for you, and it's going to be we're 7 minutes in, and the score is going to be like 18-1.
No. Single-digit scoring, that is reserved for the WNBA. Okay, right. The Washington, the Mystics, and the Fever, they are always good for 8 or 9 points in the third quarter, just to totally F up your over. Always. Okay, but not so bad except for Miami. Remember that Miami game? What was it? Miami at West Virginia, and they just brought the JV team, and I think they scored 16 in the first half.
Yeah, it was 48 points total.
Oh, it was freaking horrible. That is your anti-Ken Palm thrill factor. That was just garbage game. Normally I like defense, but that was horrible. All right.
We have number 4. We have Jackson State, Arkansas Pine Bluff. This one's coming in thrill factor of 30.6. So we're really moving up in the world.
Pine Bluff. That sounds like a town with one blinking yellow. That's it, right? I mean, one blinking yellow. You boom. You blink and you miss the whole thing. The best unit on the floor in this game, Arkansas Pine Bluff at home, offensive scoring efficiency is 50th in the country. So they're going to put some points up today against Jackson State. On the road is 227th in defensive scoring efficiency. Now, I find this interesting is Pine Bluff. I'm a little bit scared here, Mindy, because Pine Bluff is a 1.5 point dog at home. And as you and I both know, that's kind of odd in college basketball. Home road is really big time important in men's college basketball. Pine Bluff is plus 1.5. Now, folks, do your due diligence. See if somebody's hurt. See if something's wrong. And because I question it, because I'm 11.86 points the other way. I got Pine Bluff 83.5 to 73 over Jackson State. So that's 10 points. That's an 11, almost a 12-point variance between the current line and my projection. So it's so big, it's like I'm missing something. That's scary, but I look at the numbers, and Pine Bluff at home, solid on offense. The Pine Bluff defense versus Jackson State offense, pretty even year to date. So the last time I was on the show, I talked some shit about the model. I said, I'm going to go against the model. I don't trust what team was that to win by 2? The model had somebody by 2.
Yeah, it was VCU over Dayton, I believe.
Right. And I said, we're going with Dayton because Dayton's been awesome on the road. I'm not trusting
VCU.
And I said the model had VCU by 2.17 and VCU won by
2.
Oh my God. I forsake my own model and got freaking burned. So we don't forsake the model. So in this case, Arkansas Pine Bluff, your wacky lean of the day, plus 1.5 at home to win and cover in a small upset at home.
Pine Bluff, population 40,244.
Dude, that doesn't sound like a 40,000. Oh, and the total. No total lean here, folks. The line right now is 157 as of this morning, my model, I'm at 156.6. We're sitting right on it. So, I mean, the tiniest lean under in that.
All right. Then we got Texas A&M Corpus Christi up next versus Nicholls State. We covered them a couple days ago, I believe. And so this one, 33.2%. We're still in the low 30s for the thrill factor, folks.
Yeah, still a shitty basketball game. But you know something? None of them are shitty if you're betting them.
That's
right.
right.
They're
You got to
all
find those
fun when you're
diamonds in
betting
the
them.
rough.
Right. There's no such thing as a bad win in betting
No.
sport. No such
Right.
thing. So in this one, we got, again, the best unit on the floor, home offense, Nicholls State 93rd. Everybody else is 220, 228, 230. Pretty balanced basketball game. My projection on this in the numbers, 75-68 Nicholls State. So it's about a 6-point spread when you factor in the decimal points. And Nicholls State is a 3-point dog at home. So the numbers are leaning the win and cover for the dog at home. So I'll take Nicholls State plus 3 at home. The total is 141. My projection is 143.9. So just a tiny lean over in that one. I wouldn't bet it. The variance is 2.1%, but the lean is there for your due diligence if you're leaning that one over already.
All right. And then we move finally up into the 67.6% realm of thrill factor. We're going to Durham, North Carolina, Wake Forest, and Duke. Should be a good one.
There we go. There we go. Well, I love the over right away. Okay. Because Duke at home, 29th in scoring efficiency. Wake on the road, 64th. These are two really good offensive teams matching up. Defensively, 171 and 179. So I like the over without even looking at the rest of the model. Now, when I slide over this morning, the total was at 152. So, and my projection is at 150.9. So we're sitting right on it.
Right.
But be patient, folks. Be patient, because right before we went on, half an hour after I saw 152, it's down to 151.5. Let that keep dropping. Wherever it drops to, you may find a book at 151, depending on where you live, if you have access to a lot of apps, unlike me in Oregon, which sucks.
Right.
I got one app, and I don't even get to bet college sports here in Oregon. I got to do other things to make that happen. But let that line come down, even if it's over 150.5 where I'm at. I still like the over in this game because of the strength of both offenses. Even though the numbers, I'm not trying to go against. We did the same thing with Oregon, Washington last week, if you remember.
Right.
We had two strong offenses. We had two weak defenses. The line actually dropped to us. And just like we predicted on the show, it was going to be an over, which it easily was. So in this game, I think that the best bet is to be patient on the total, wait for it to go over. The line on the side is -7, and the calculation here is Duke by 9.3. So the model is leaning Duke to cover, but that is a very, very tight line. In fact, the model overall is sitting right on where the projection was when the lines came out. So again, back to my favorite, the totals. Be patient, let it drop. If you're going to play something, I actually like the over in this one because of the offenses.
Perfect. All right. And then we got number one here today, Kansas at the Pat Mahomes, Texas Tech Red Raiders. What do you got?
Why'd you have to bring Super Bowl shit into our show?
I mean, I have my baseball hat on. It's time to go.
Dude, Super Bowl's over. Let it go. Let it go. Kansas at Texas Tech, defensive game.
Okay.
Defensive game. Okay. Kansas on the road, 15th in defensive scoring efficiency. Texas Tech, not a surprise to anybody, 29th. This is a badass defensive matchup. Now, Kansas, obviously one of the best teams in college basketball. They're also 59th on the road in offense. At home, Texas Tech is 150th in offense. So both of these teams, defensive heavy. So I'm hoping, before I even get across my sheet here, I'm hoping that we're under. And guess what? 145 is the current line. I'm at 143.5. So I like the under here. I wouldn't let it go past 145 is probably going to drop. It might be 144.5 right now. I got the 145 earlier. So that is one of my favorite leans on the day is under in that one. Now, Kansas is favored by 3. No, Texas Tech is favored by 3 at home. Sorry. And the projection on this is Texas Tech by 5.23. Little bit of a surprise there, but I'm at 74.3 to 69.1. So 74, 69, Texas Tech at home. I lean Texas Tech on that side. But again, back to my favorite, I always go with the total. Under 145 is my favorite lean in that basketball game.
All right. And then I'm going to make you go ahead and give me a play in the NBA today.
We got a whole bunch of them. Look at this hot sheet. Look at this hot sheet. Take a
So the one
screenshot
I
and
was
check it
kind of
out.
looking at was the Nuggets and the Bucks. I have this one like a 112 Nuggets to a 113 Bucks. And so this one is like really, really closely rated here for me.
Yeah.
But when I look at it overall, like modeling wise for me, confidence factor, I mean, this one comes in at about 64% that the Bucks get the win here. So I want to see what the EPA model looks like.
Right. Well, and the Bucks are 1.5 point dogs at home, and the EPA hot sheet right now. So the last 4 games, okay, for each team, offense and defensive scoring efficiency, I'm at 115, 112 Bucks.
Okay.
Round with round numbers.
Sure.
So I'm pretty close to where you're at. I think you and I would both agree. I'm at 227. The line's at 231.5. So you and I are both under.
Correct.
You and I are both Bucks win and cover at home. Now, if I go over to my last 3 games at home for the Bucks, last 3 games on the road for Denver, which is my favorite EPA model, I got the Bucks 119, 109. Right now we're at 228, Bucks by 10. Now that is a lot. Tells me that Denver just has not been playing good basketball on the road. Are they the better team? Maybe. But on the road, they just haven't been that good in their last 3. So I got 2 models that are both under 135.5. I got 2 models that are both Milwaukee to win. I got 2 models that are both Milwaukee plus 1.5 to cover. Now, I guess that's going to have to be our upset alert of the day, too.
There we go.
Upset, even though calling it upset alert in Arkansas Pine Bluff is way more sexy, right? Just like, what the hell, Dave? But I do like the win and cover for Milwaukee at home under 231.5 on the total.
Awesome. And as you know, Dave is sitting up there, leader of the pack there at OG Cappers for the year on his totals in the NBA. You can also kind of decide with Dave what you want, right? So you can go get, if you are the one that you don't have time to go through these plays like Dave does, you can go ahead and get over to OG Cappers, purchase one of his packages. But if you are kind of the do-it-yourselfer, it's up here on the screen right now. You can go to patreon.com EPA Sports, and you can get Dave's hot sheets right now for the NBA, for college basketball. If you are the one that just wants to go ahead and go say, hey, how does my model compare to EPA Sports model? You can go ahead and check that out right there. Right, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have 2 groups of subscribers, right?
Right.
Most of them are handicappers.
Yeah.
It's all do it yourself. It's all do it yourself, people. See, a handicapper is a do it yourself person. They're gathering data. They're making a pick. Now, how they gather their data, but I have a lot of handicappers that get the hot sheets every single day. I mean, well, for $1 a day, it's really worth the value. The other group of subscribers are do-it-yourselfers. They're not handicappers, but they're doing their own handicapping. They have time to do it, and they enjoy trying to figure it out on their own and creating their own consensus picks. That's what this is designed for, is the do-it-yourselfer at EPA Sports.
Yeah, because I always felt like what I was always missing in the past was pace of play. And I found, someone like you out there that had that little bit of a missing piece that I didn't have, right? And so that's why I always loved your modeling. That's why we became friends. And that's why we have been successful together. So we are definitely glad to have you aboard at OG Cappers. And you guys can get to the website, ogcappers.com, to find your favorite capper to follow. And you can also go ahead on all of their daily picks. You can use the promo code OG20 to get 20% off. Now, all of the longer terms, you're already getting a discounted rate, so you don't get the 20% off there. But we are excited to have all of you guys join us in the winning community at OG Sports Network. Thanks again, Dave, for being on the show. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And good luck, because we all need it, right?
Good luck to everybody.
All right. Take care, Dave. We'll see you later. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.